and we would do our best to hold on when others join on. Mm. And again, once again, we're at another Tuesday evening, and the thing that makes me most excited about a Tuesday evening is that we get to study the Word of God. Mm. And unfortunately, well, I'm not gonna say unfortunately, but our pastor is a little busy this evening, and he asked me if I would facilitate. And after thanking him, um, went in and did some studying myself, see if I can find anything new in this text, and had a quick conversation with my God about anointing me with the divine Holy Spirit again, so that I could deliver His word in an effective way. And thank Him. So more than anything, Father God, at one point in the bless us with the opportunity to open your word, your divine and your powerful word, your life-changing word, Father God. And as we attempt to study it this evening, Father God, our prayer is that you will open up our understanding, Father. Allow your divine Holy Spirit to enlighten us, speak to us through your word as only you can, Father. We thank you for the story that we've been studying so far about the life of Joseph and how God's hand has been actively involved in his life. And if anything, Father, it's reminding us that God is still actively involved in each of our lives, individually and collectively. So we thank you for that fact, Father God. Be with us. As we say, this is our prayer. We pray in the blessed name of your Son, who is our Lord and Savior, Jesus the Christ. And with that, we say, Amen. We're looking at chapter 33. Anyone know what that word means? Beginning of every even starts off with that comment. In the beginning, God. We thank you for the story that we've been studying so far about the life of Joseph. And we're at the part of this book now. Putting together an opportunity to remind us that God is active involved in each of our lives, individually and collectively. So we thank you for that situation where we have to call. And as you said, this is our prayer. Nothing like your Son, the Lord, Jesus Christ, and with that it sounds strange, but God knows how to get our attention. He knows how to get our attention. And there's nothing like being after you know that about yourself. And it's easy when you get to the end of ourselves and we try in the life of this young man, a lot happened. As a young boy, he was sold in the servitude, sold into slavery, falsely accused, ended up in prison. Right? He was 17 when that happened, but in that last chapter, we read that he's 30 years old when he finds himself standing in front of Pharaoh. Right? 13 years in a long time. Joseph's brothers returned home without seeing, and they were horrified by Joseph not even to come back after being found with their younger brother.
It's time for better internet and switch to.
Used the ruse, accusing them of being spies, right? And telling that the only way he's going to be convinced that they're not spies is if they bring their younger brother Benjamin back that we've been talking about, right? And he's holding Simeon in captivity until they come back. The Bible doesn't tell us as Simeon ends up. The last we hear of him in that chapter was that he was tied up in their sight. And we don't know if he spent that time in the dungeon, in jail, or what happened, but we learn in this chapter that when they come, he's released from wherever he was. I'm going to read through the entire chapter and then go back and see if we can take it apart. I'm going to be playing the NIV version of this chapter. Again, chapter 43. We're going to read through the entire chapter and then go back and see if we can take it apart. I'm going to be playing the NIV version of this chapter. Chapter 43. And then go back and see if we can take it apart. You will send our brother along with us. We will go down and buy food for you. But if you will not send him, we will not go down, because the man said to us, you will not see my face again unless your brother is with you. Israel asked, why did you bring this trouble on me by telling the man you had another brother? They replied, the man questioned us closely about ourselves and our family. Is your father still living? He asked. Do you have another brother? We simply answered his questions. How are we to know? He would say, bring your brother down here. Then Judah said to Israel, his father, send the boy along with me, and we will go at once, so that we and you, our children, may live and not die. I myself will guarantee his sake. You can hold me personally responsible for him. If I do not bring him back to you and set him here before you, I will bear the blame before you all my life, as it is. Had not delayed, we could have gone, returned twice. Then Israel said to them, if it must be, then do this. Put some of the best products of the land in your bags and take them down to the house as a gift of the lawn, a little meat, some spices, myrrh, some pistachio nuts, almonds. Take a double the amount of silver with you, for you must return the silver that was put back into the mouth of your sacks. Perhaps it was a mistake. Take your brother also, and go back to the man at once. And may God Almighty grant you mercy before the man, so that he will let your other brother and Benjamin come back with you. As for me, if I am bereaved, I am bereaved. So the men took gifts, double the amount of silver, and Benjamin also, and come back to the man at once. And may God Almighty grant you mercy before the man, so that we will let your other brother and Benjamin come back with you. As for me, Joseph's house. The men were frightened when they were taken to his house. They thought, we were brought here because of the silver that was put back into our sacks the first time. He wants to attack us and overpower us and seize us as slaves and take our donkeys. So they went up to Joseph's steward and spoke to him at the entrance to the house. We beg your pardon, our Lord, they said. We came down here the first time to buy food. From the place where we stopped for the night, we opened our sacks, and each of us found his silver, the exact weight, in the mouth of his sack. So we have brought it back with us. We've also brought additional silver with us to buy food. We don't know who put our silver in sacks. It's all right, he said. Don't be afraid. Your God, the God of your father, has given you treasure in your sacks. I will see your silver. Then he brought Simeon out to them.
gifts they brought into the house, and they bowed down before him to the ground. He asked them how they were, and then he said, "How was your aged father? You told me about. Is he still living?" Alive.
Yeah.
Father is still alive and well. And they bowed down, prostrated themselves before him. As he looked about and saw his brother Benjamin, his own mother's son, he asked, "Is this your youngest brother, the one you told me about?" And he said, "God be gracious to you, my son." Deeply moved at the sight of his brother, Joseph hurried out and looked for a place to weep. He went into his private room and wept there. After he had washed his face, he came out and, controlling himself, said, "Serve the food." They served him by himself, the brothers by themselves, and the Egyptians who ate with him by themselves, because Egyptians will not eat with Hebrews, for that is detestable to Egyptians. The men had been seated before him in the order of their ages, from the firstborn to the youngest, and they looked at each other in astonishment. When portions were served to them from Joseph's table, Benjamin's portion was 5 times as much as anyone else's. So they feasted and drank freely.
What a chapter. Imagine how they felt. The brothers. And again, when the chapter begins, evidently all the food that they had, grain that they had received the first time they went to Egypt, was now gone. Scripture doesn't tell us how much time has passed, but we can glean from the text that enough time has passed where they ate all that grain, all that cornbread they made, all that corn, all that grain is now gone, right? And again, they began to be in want again, because keep in mind, we know from the story that this 7 years of famine, we don't know how long the 7 years of famine have been going on, but it still should be on the land, right? And there's no grain growing in their land. And so the father says, now he said, now the famine was still severe in the land. So when they had eaten all the grain that they had brought from Egypt, the father said to them, "Go back and buy us a little more food." Go back down the shot right there. Yeah. She always be shot right. Verse 3 said, "But Judah said that the man warned us solemnly." Isn't that something? They referring to the brother Joseph as the man. You know? And evidently he is the man. He's the one that they got to present themselves to. The man. But this song said, "Going to meet the man."
I don't know. I was too busy working on technical stuff.
The man warned us solemnly, "You will not see my face again, unless your brother is with you. If you send us our brother, if you will send our brother along with us, we will go down and buy food for you. But if you not send him, we will not go down, because the man said to us, you will not see my face again unless your brother is with us, is with you." So they're actually afraid to go without Benjamin. And we at this point now in the story where they have to convince the father how important it is to send Benjamin. But the father's attitude is he doesn't want to lose another son. Verse 6 says, Israel is Jacob. Keep in mind, this is that his name got changed that night when he wrestled with the angel all night long. Yeah, and then in chapter 32 of the same book, that's a beautiful story too, where God changed his name from Jacob. His name meant the trickster, right? The conniver, because that was his lifestyle, and God had to do something in his life. we spent those 20 years under Laban and got tricked by, out-tricked the trickster. Mm. Again, verse 5 says, Israel asked, why did you bring this trouble on me by telling the man you had another brother? Verse 7, they're trying to make follow it was innocent the way it happened, because, and they replied, the man questions closely about ourselves and our family. Is your father still living? He asked us, do you have another brother? And we simply answer these questions. How are we to know that he would say, bring your brother down here? You know, they didn't have the slightest idea about Joseph's intent. They didn't have the slightest idea what Joseph was most concerned about, because this is one of his first questions to them: is your father still living? You know, and so in this story we see that is his concern, and there's 2 points in here. Joseph was a crying man. He cried a lot, right? But he had too much pride to cry in front of people. Because there's several places in this story where it said that he had to remove himself from them and go into the other room to cry. Tears of joy. I guess they were tears of joy. What do you think they were?
I think there was tears of joy just because he was picking them to find out if his father was alive. He's trying to be slick about it.
Yeah. And he had seen Benjamin again. Could you imagine all he had been through? Those were probably the last thoughts that he had in his mind, that he would ever see his family again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that he would ever see Benjamin again, or ever receive word about his father's situation. You know? Verse 8. And then Judah said to Israel his father, send the boy along with us, and we will go at once, so that we and you and our children may live and not die. Because unless we get some food soon, we're going to starve to death.
Genesis 43.
I myself will guarantee his safety. He's telling his father, you can hold me personally responsible for him. If I do not bring him back to you and set him here before you, I will bear the blame before you all the days of my life. As it is, if we hadn't had the delay, we could have gone and returned twice. we could go back there 2 times already. Yeah, but it was too difficult to convince Dad that Benjamin was going to be safe. You know. Listen how Israel's attitude changed in verse 11 when he says, and then the father said to them, if it must be, then do this. Put some of the best products of the land in your bags and take them down to the man as a gift. A little balm, a little honey, some spices and myrrh, some pistachio nuts and almonds. I found that kind of interesting. If you have the Bible in front of you, just go back a couple pages to verse 37. In chapter 37. Because in chapter 37, when the Israelites came from Gilead, and the camels had said they were loaded with spices, balm, and myrrh, and some of the same ingredients, and these are the individuals that Joseph got sold to and taken to Egypt, and some of those same items they're sending to Joseph as a gift. I just found that kind of interesting. But I like verse 12, because verse 12 tells us that this man, Israel, this man, Jacob, how he had changed a great deal. right? He says in verse 12, take double the money of the amount of silver with you, for you must return the silver that was put back in the mouth of your sack. Perhaps it was a mistake. And this is the same man, the trickster. This is the same man who stole his brother's birthright for a bowl of porridge. This is the same man who tricked his father, Isaac, and had stole his brother's blessing. The same man. But again, this is the same man who, that very night when he had to wrestle with that angel all night long, and got changed. He said, your name is no longer Jacob, your name is now Israel. Does God still change your name? Yeah. Not only a name or disposition, attitude, personality. I like that. Verse 13 says, take your brother also and go back to the man at once. Verse 14 is kind of interesting. It says, may God Almighty grant you mercy before the man, so that he will let your brother and Benjamin come back with you. As for me, if I'm bereaved, I am bereaved. If I perish, I perish. There's nothing like getting to a point where something becomes so important to you where you even not disregard the results, but rather accept the results whatever they are. Whatever they are. Exactly. We a few weeks ago about one of the statements that Martin Luther King is famous for. He says that if an individual has not found something he's willing to die for, that he's not even fit to live. So this is his resolve, and that word bereaved is an interesting word. That word bereaved means if I'm at a loss, I'm just going to be at a loss. And he is being at a loss for vengeance, taken from him. So be it. Resolve. Having a native mind. I'm going. Again, verse 15 says, so the man took the gifts and doubled the amount of silver, and Benjamin also. And they hurried down to Egypt and presented themselves to Joseph. Look at verse 16, 48, where it says, when Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to the steward of his house, take these men to my house, slaughter an animal and prepare a meal. We're going to eat meat. We're going to throw a party. That's like reminds me of the story in Luke 15 where when the papa comes home, he tells the keeper of the house, the servant, go kill the fatted calf.
Your son is home.
We have to celebrate. The son of mine was lost, now he's found. Throwing the party. But listen to how afraid they are. And you just imagine what Joseph's house looked like. And the palace, right? Verse 17. The man did as Joseph told him and took the men to Joseph's house. Now the men were frightened. They were frightened. when they were taken to his house, they thought we were brought here because of the silver was put put back in our sacks the first time. He wants to attack us and overpower us and seize us as slaves and take our donkeys. Hmm. Hmm. They're afraid. They're afraid. Hmm. They continue to talk about when they whispered it themselves. And then that chapter before that, we read their thought is that they're being punished because of what they've done to their brother. You know? Has anyone besides you ever found themselves in a situation where you feel you weren't worthy of the grace and mercy you were receiving?
Yeah.
And as if at any minute the sky's gonna fall. Any minute. Somebody gonna snatch the rug out any minute. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. You know, one thing that we as Christians, as children of God, no, God's promised us that to me means the most when we find ourselves saying like that. God's declaration, I'm going to be with you. I am going to be with you. Isn't that a great promise? We can recite it, I take it to the text in the book, but do we have that thought down on the inside? Do we know it? Oh, do we know it like down in our know it, as my grandmother would say? Down in my know it. No matter what it looks like, what it feels like. Listen to what the Master said. This is what Jesus says, and I believe this is in chapter 15 in the book of John's Gospel. He says, look, in this world you will have tribulation. You will have. Not maybe, not just a chance that it might happen. But he says, in this world you will have tribulation. But he admonishes us. He said, but be of good cheer. I have already overcome the world. Isn't that great promise? Doesn't that bring comfort?
Yeah.
How could you be smiling like a time like this? You know, how can you be so confident that he got your back? Because he said he got my back. Yeah. Sing that. That's right. Standing on the promises that cannot fail. You know, that's a nice song. You know, we can take our head to it, but when you know it, when you know it. You know? Listen to what happens. And I like this part here. Verse 19, I believe. So they went up to Joseph's steward and spoke to him at the entrance of the house. We beg your pardon, Lord. They said, we came down here the first time to buy food. But at the place where we stopped for the night, we opened our sacks, and each of us found his silver, the exact weight, in the mouth of the sack. So we have brought it back with us. We have also brought back additional silver with us to buy food. We don't know who put our silver in our sack. We don't know. And if you recall the story about what happened, Joseph had his servants put their money back in their sacks along with the food. And the text also told us that he gave them some additional food for their journey. But they weren't aware of the fact that it was Joseph's idea. They weren't aware of the fact. Listen what the steward tells him. Verse 26, they prepared to get to Joseph's arrival at noon because they had heard that they would eat there. Verse 26. Oh, 22, I'm sorry. Yeah. It's all right, he said. Don't be afraid. Your God, the God of your father, has given you treasure in your sacks. One of the fascinating things about this is we know, I don't know if Joseph had a conversation with the servant about they being his brothers and the fact that he's a Hebrew also. But this man doesn't say that the God of Israel, not Ra, not an Egyptian God, but he said, your God, your God, the God of your father. You know, isn't this something with someone even outside of ourselves, like someone outside of these people, these Hebrews, understands the power of the Hebrew God, God Almighty, Elohim. We think they didn't recognize that fact. This servant. Not Joseph. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's nothing like being a man or woman of God, even folk that are around us. They should experience another. Well, I think when David writes that Psalm 23, where he says, "And my cup runneth over," you know, he's not talking about what the run over being waste. My idea, my thought is that the run over, the overflow, is that those who are around receive some of it too. I think about the story in the book of Ruth, where Ruth made that decision to go back to Bethlehem with Naomi. She said, no, don't entreat me to leave you, because now where you go, I'm going to go. And where you lie, I'm going to lie. So your people going to be my people. And she says this, and now your God will be my God. Isn't that powerful? Evidently, she had seen something in Naomi's life about how her God was caring for her, comforting her, providing for her. Right? And again, my Bible says that as children of God, we are to be ambassadors of His, which means to represent what it means to be children of His. There's nothing like having someone ask you the question, man, what's different about you? Wow. You know? Yeah, that's it. Right. Let me tell you about a man. So I mean, for me, when I read that text, that's what comes to mind about they had been so confident in the fact that the God of the Hebrews, the God of Joseph and his people, was a powerful God. He is. That's like going back a few weeks ago, where even Pharaoh described Joseph as being a man who is indwelled by the Spirit of God. even coming out of that dungeon, coming out of that jail, still, he said, can we find anyone else like this who is evidently filled with the Spirit of God? 24 says, the steward took the men in Joseph's house, gave them orders to wash their feet, and provided fodder for their donkeys. They prepared the gifts for Joseph's arrival at noon, because they heard that they were to eat then. Verse 26. When Joseph came home, they presented to him the gifts that they had brought to the house, and they bowed down before him to the ground. Do you think Joseph automatically envisioned that dream that he had had? We don't know how many years before that. But quite a few. Keep in mind, if he was 30 and interpreted Pharaoh's dream, and at least 7 years more had been by when the 7 years of plenty. You know, he was 17 when he had the dream, so this is almost more than twice that. You know, but and now the dream is coming to flourishing. And you know, have a dream come true right in front of you. I mean, and see it and know it, or had a plan or idea, or spent time, effort, energy preparing for a certain task, and the task coming to fruition. You on the other side of it. You need to look back at it. I can just imagine Joseph's feeling about all he had been through to get to this point. Right? And the thought is, in this story, if God gave you a dream, if God gives you a vision, if God has a purpose and a plan for you, matter of fact, the text says, for whom God did predestine, He did already preordain. Who said that? It could get good, don't it? That's all I can say. Verse 27. He asked them how they were. And then he said, how is your age father you told about? Is he still living? And they replied, your servant, our father, is alive and well. And they bowed down, prostrated themselves before him again. So this must be the second time. Because keep in mind, Joseph had two dreams, right? They came back and told him about the second dream. And that second dream included his father and mother. So I know that's an indication of that second dream. But they did it again. Verse 28. And they replied, your servant our father is still alive and well. And they bowed, prostrated themselves before him. Verse 29. As he looked about and saw his brother Benjamin, his own mother's son, he asked, is this your younger brother, the one you told me about? And he said, God be gracious to you, my son. Deeply moved by the sight of his brother, Joseph hurried out and looked for a place to cry. Sweet tears. Sweet tears. And you know much about tears? The scientific thing about tears? Scientists says that the combination of fluids that are in a tear are so soothing and to us. Tears, crying is so healthy. Getting us to the other side of sorrow or joy.
A good cry.
A good cry. Is that why you do so much? Let me cry. It said he went to his private room and he went there. But it said he washed his face. After he washed his face, he came out and controlling himself, said, serve the food. He's still. They served him by himself, the brothers by themselves, and the Egyptians who ate with him by themselves. Because the Egyptians could not eat with the Hebrews, for that is detestable to the Egyptians. The men had them seated before him in order of their age, from the firstborn to the youngest. And they looked at each other in astonishment. And when portions were served to them from Joseph's plate, from Joseph's table, Benjamin's portion was 5 times as much as anyone else. And they feasted and drank freely with him. Mm. Again, it says, and so the party began. You think that they were able to digest the food clearly? I mean, you think it went down calmly, or you think that they're still afraid?
I think they loosened up a little bit.
Looked like Benjamin was having a good time, right? 5 times as much. But this is we're maybe midway in the story, because a lot still happens. A lot still happens. Because everyone isn't aware. You would think that somehow some spark, some thought would be pricked in the minds and hearts of one of the brothers. Remembering Joseph's dream, remember what he said. So you think you're gonna bow down to you, do you? Huh? I was reading something earlier in one of the footnotes in my Bible, where it talks about jealousy. This is a footnote from the Life Application Bible, and it's talking about that chapter 37, when the jealousy first creeps into the hearts and minds of these people. He said, can you imagine feeling so jealous that you wanted to kill someone? Before saying, of course not, look what happens in this story. These men were willing to kill their younger brother over a rule.
Mm-hmm.
And a few reported dreams. Their deep jealousy had grown into ugly rage, completely blinding them to what was right. And the writer adds this, and I found it interesting. He said jealousy is difficult to recognize because our reasons for it seem to make sense. Jealousy can be difficult to recognize because our reasons for it seem to make sense.
Mm.
Well, let's uncheck. Please. What you saying?
I said only to that person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's what affects most part. It says, but let us uncheck. Jealousy grows quickly and leads to serious sins. The longer you cultivate jealous feelings, the harder it is to uproot them. The time to deal with jealousy is when you notice yourself keeping score of others, recognizing recognition, awards, and achievements. The time to deal with jealousy is when you notice yourself keeping score of others' recognitions, awards, and achievements. That's it. One of the qualities that my Bible says that all Christians should have, it says that as Christians, our role is that we should always be able to esteem others more higher than ourselves. You know? Yeah. I see in the Bible that simply said, if God is blessing your neighbor, to be happy that he's in the neighborhood.
Mm.
So again, we have a lot to glean from just a simple chapter where these brothers find themselves eating with the man. And that's their description of Joseph, not realizing who he is. But I think it's in that next chapter. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I can't. It's kind of hard to read the story or talk about the story and not want to get ahead. Don't spoil it. So if you go ahead of us, keep it to yourself and share when we return again next week. I'm pretty sure my pastor's gonna be back next week and lead us into chapter 44, where Joseph still is playing tricks on his brother. You know, getting them to, oh man, go through some changes. So that brings us to the end of our recorded session. Again, any concerns or questions, you can put them in the chat box, and I'm quite sure someone from the church will be able to get back to you with an answer to any concerns or questions that you may have. All right?